Welcome to First Person Defender, where good guy role players come face to face with unknown attackers in real-world scenarios.
Call the police. Stop right here.
And fight their way out.
Get down on the ground!
You're about to set my daughter on fire. There's no way I was gonna let that happen.
Get away from her! Get away from her now!
You got me in the shoulder, right through center mass of what I was giving you.
This force-on-force training uses Simunitions, a non-lethal alternative to live ammunition, backed up with live fire training on the range. From home invasions,
Get out of my house!
active killers, and multiple attackers.
Speed kills. Sometimes it's fast speed, sometimes it's slow speed.
Each episode of First Person Defender features a situation straight out of real life.
Get in the damn car!
This could happen to anyone.
This is First Person Defender. On this episode of First Person Defender, based on a true story from the Crimson Trace files, a homeowner confronts an intruder in his home. The situation isn't clear.
What are you doing here,
Is
man?
this a criminal break-in or just a mistake?
Get out!
Having a light and laser on the pistol and knowing how to use them might
get
just
out.
save a life.
My name is Brett Fry. I work for a wholesale firearms distributor. I have a wife and 2 kids. I've lived in Baton Rouge now about 10 years. Crime's definitely gone up since Hurricane Katrina with the influx of people. My home defense, home protection plan, whenever a threat happens, I've got loaded firearms placed strategically throughout my home based on where I am or if we have to move throughout the house.
Brett is actually very typical of a lot of the people that do have their CCW permits. They plan on using a gun for self-defense if they need to, but they don't have a specific plan yet. Since this is your home, I want you to be familiar with it a little bit, okay? I want to show you around. When you come in the front door, there's 2 different ways we can go here. You happen to live in a semi-double wide. There's a room here, there's a room back here, and this is your living room. Unfortunately, your bedroom is minimally furnished right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to load your gun and we're going to put it in this locked storage drawer here. Today's going to be sort of a challenge for Brett because an intoxicated neighbor ends up at the wrong house. What happens after that is going to be up to Brett.
Brett is in the back room. His gun is in the drawer in the desk of the main room.
We're going to stage you, we're going to place you, and we're going to tell you to react to the stimulus. And we're going to see what you do. All right?
I know nothing about what is about to happen to me. A little bit nervous, but I think I can handle it.
It's going to be a challenge for him because he probably hasn't been there in his own mind yet. When this guy comes into the house, Brett's going to have to figure out and identify whether or not this guy is actually a threat.
Get out!
When the bond between hand and gun feels as true as a perfectly placed shot, it's not by accident, it's by design. M&P, advanced by design.
Innovation and forward thinking often lead to greatness. And when you believe in what you make, the comfort, quality, and reliability of Crossbreed become a part of you. Carry concealed, carry comfortably, carry the Cross.
Nosler Defense Ammunition is loaded up front with the bonded performance line of bonded core defense bullets. Professionals trust their next move to Nosler Defense.
First Person Defender is brought to you by Smith & Wesson, Crimson Trace, and Taurus. Brett Fry faces a tough challenge. It's a scenario pulled from the headlines.
Today's going to be sort of a challenge. An intoxicated neighbor ends up at the wrong house. What happens after that is going to be up to Brett.
Brett doesn't know it, but he'll have to quickly determine if this intruder is a legitimate threat.
The hell?
God damn it! Damn it! What are you doing in here, man?
Get out of my house.
What the hell? What are you doing?
Get out of my house. Get out. Get the hell out. Get the hell out. You're in the wrong house. Get out. Get out.
All right. This isn't even my house. Why are you pointing a gun at me, man?
Get off my property.
Index. Man, you can pull your helmet off. What just happened?
I heard somebody knocking on the door, so I came out of the room to see who's knocking on the door. Immediately, a guy comes into the room.
What are you doing in here, man?
Get out of my house.
What the hell?
I just grabbed the gun, told him to get the hell out of the house.
Looked like when he saw the gun, he got scared for
Yeah.
sure. What did you see on him that let you know you weren't going to shoot him? The only reason I ask you that, because everybody wants to know why you didn't just blast him, because there's always going to be people that say, oh, well, if someone just comes into my house, I'll just shoot him.
I'm not gonna shoot him unless I feel like I'm threatened. I never felt really threatened by him.
Well, you know what? There's not a deadly threat presented to you. There was no imminent danger or harm presented to your family right there. And sometimes just the mere presence of a laser will scare them off, because pointing guns at people doesn't always scare them enough. When they see that laser on them, they think, oh boy, that's pointed directly at me.
Yeah.
How do you think you handled it?
Okay.
I think you handled it more than okay. I think you did a really good job. I thought for sure Brett was gonna smoke him and it would just go south fast, hoping that Brett would recognize that with good verbal communication that he wouldn't have to use deadly force. And he didn't. He did a good job. The flashlight is used for three things. It's used to navigate, to locate, and then of course to identify. Now if it was dark, let's take the light down right now. We're gonna dim it way down. If I want to, I can look at him, and if he puts his hands down to his sides, I really can't tell what's going on down there. But if I light him up, I can identify what's going on with his hands. Keep your hands where I can see them. Get out of my house, blah, 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 yada, yada. Light comes off, I change my focus for a second. Maybe something else changes. Whoop, all of a sudden now he's got something in his hands. I can see that he's got a gun. It's a dark object in his hands. So I use that light and that flashlight and that laser to locate and navigate and identify and do all that stuff. So when I come out, I can keep my eyes on his hands. If he raises that gun hand above his head, I can still keep that laser on his chest. I don't have to look at the sights, and I can still see the whole picture. So I'd like you to take that, go ahead and take that gun and try that, and have Ryan move his hands around. Go ahead and put your hand all the way up above your head with that. See how you can watch the whole picture? You can see that laser right on him.
At the range, Chris puts Brett through a live fire drill using the light and laser.
So the commands will be danger, you're gonna aim in, light and laser on. I'll call threat, you engage with 2 rounds.
Gotcha.
All right? Danger. Threat. Very good. Danger. Threat. So I started calling danger and threat closer together and faster, right? At first it was danger, give you time to get back to the trigger, start thinking about things, but as we did it a few times, we go right from the light and the laser to the trigger, and you didn't fire until it became a threat, which is when I call it a threat. What do you think about the light and laser combination?
I think if you get in a low light situation, it would definitely be helpful.
All right, well, I think you're gonna be in one soon, so let's go see.
Hey! Get out of my house. Get out!
With your handgun and the training to back it up, a laser gives you the ultimate advantage. This is Condition Crimson, and in Condition Crimson, we stand. Learn more at conditioncrimson.com.
Trichicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
For more than 100 years, the Model 1911 has been by our side through it all. And proudly, it's once again a Remington, America's favorite pistol design by America's most trusted gun maker.
First Person Defender is brought to you by Ruger, Nosler, Remington, and Simunition. In the first scenario, a drunken neighbor breaks in, thinking it's his house. Brett used the light to identify that the intruder wasn't a threat. Chris then showed him how to incorporate the laser with the light. Now Brett faces the same setup, but this time, the threat has changed. He hears the front door being kicked in, and he goes to investigate.
What the hell are you doing? Hey! Get out of my house. Get the hell out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Index. Good job.
I came out of the room and he was obviously looked like he was trying to steal some stuff. Pulled the weapon up on him, told him to get the hell out. He didn't listen, he stood there.
Well, how long did it take you to put the light on?
It
took a while, didn't it? You started
yeah.
challenging before you even put the light on, right?
Yeah, I never saw a gun until he pulled it.
Well, you know, we live and die by the decisions that we make, and you could have come on with the light a little faster, but you ultimately came on with the light and you started driving him out of your house. At that point, you could have retreated to a little position of cover around the corner. If you can't see hands, I mean, on a human, I mean, what is the most dangerous thing on a human?
Yeah, it's hands.
You got to be careful, because when you ask for movement, what do you get?
You get
movement.
You get movement. Man.
Right. Where's our bad guy? Did he hit you?
I got hit on the arm. I don't know if I got hit anywhere over here.
Well, you definitely got some marks on your back.
In the second scenario, I was in the opposite end of the house. I heard something, the living area of the house. So I immediately asked him what he was doing, told him to get out of the house. He kind of just stood there, didn't move. I had the light and the laser on him, and he immediately pulled his gun up and fired, and I fired back as soon as he did.
Get out.
From my perspective on that scenario, I wasn't sure how many times the suspect fired, but as fast as that happened, the suspect got off 5 rounds. I'll tell you what, man, you did a good job. You fought through it, got hit, you didn't stop fighting. I don't even know if we ever told you that. We reminded you, we remind everybody, good guys never die. Keep fighting. And you did. You went right after him.
Going forward, I'm gonna go home and work with my wife and my kids on a better plan. You know, what happens when somebody comes in the house? Just different things that you could do to be better prepared. I need to get out there, I need to shoot more, I need to run through scenarios like this.
One thing for sure, and Brett knows now, that these encounters can happen really fast. It can go from an apparent non-lethal to lethal in the blink of an eye.